according to the internet, you had some infamous adventures in prison with some other big names people have heard of. I don't know if you want to touch it. You told Preacher to get off a yard.
Me and Preacher had the knife fight.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, we did.
What year, or like when roughly?
I got the incident report. I'll give it to you. You're gonna get an exclusive.
Okay, bet.
I'll give you the incident report.
Was that
And that's something I was saving, but I'm gonna give it to you.
Thank you.
Right? Cause you know why? You decent, man.
I try.
Decent, and I mean I'll see the final thing, but you fair, you balanced. So you brought it up for the first time. We had a knife fight. You came to the compound. You came to USP Beaumont, and
were people scared of him?
I think a lot of them were.
I mean, not you, but in general, another guy.
I didn't know it was him. I never did time with him. But what happened was he came there and he played Muslim, right? And this is a man who in the state joint had, was on some gay stuff. He had a bunch of stuff. He was a vicious guy.
No boundaries.
No boundaries. But he knew in order to exist in population, he had to be something, and he couldn't be with the New York or car. And you got different groups in there. And so he became Muslim. And there was no papers there. And I didn't know who he was at first. Then an older dude came and told us, yo, that's Preacher. And the name, what Preacher? Because he was accused, but not convicted or charged. I got to make sure I say that. He was accused of doing something to a little boy with Rich Porter, but he was never convicted or charged with it, actually. But I met Rich Porter, and he came down to see us when that situation happened with his family member.
Oh, you were interacting with them?
Yeah, through Black Just, and he kind of let us know what was up, and he needed some help, and so we...
Okay, if you don't know who Clarence Preacher Heatley was, from the early 80s to about 96, he was... We called him the Black Hand. He was an extortion artist, drug dealer, maybe more of an extortion artist than a drug dealer. Very, very infamous. A lot of murders associated with him. He told on his own son. He told on his right-hand man, John Cuff, who was a frightening... he had been a New York housing police, and they were feared. I mean, they squeezed, not everybody, but a lot of people. They killed people. And Preacher got a very heavy prison term, brutal murders. And so he was known, he had done a lot of foul things in the street. And then he was, of course, a rat in prison parlance. And Prince Miller is implied in this story, I guess, had some degree of influence there with the New York people. And Preacher was going to go with the Muslims. He was trying to blend in with the Muslims, which normally, I don't know, it probably depends at each prison. If you become religious, you are forgiven for your old life, and they'll stand with people, I guess. Again, all this depends on the prison. Don't let these guys make you think there's any set of rules everywhere. It's whatever the people at a particular place are doing. But, so, there was going to be some confrontation. What was Prince so upset about? Well, Prince, through Black Just, was one of the Supreme Team lieutenants. They would interact. Black Just, I think, was from Harlem originally, or moved around up there, and they would interact with Rich Porter and those people socially, and with some drug transactions, not sure to what extent, but enough so that Rich Porter met with Prince, actually, and asked for some help, meaning send some people up to uptown to help us look for little Darnell. Little Darnell, if you haven't seen Paid in Full, Rich Porter, Alpo's buddy, supposedly one of the popular young guys getting money in Harlem. Darnell was his 12-year-old nephew, and or was it his little brother? No, his little brother or nephew, and little brother, and Preacher and them snatched him up. And on December 6th, they snatched him. December 5th, they snatched him up. December 6th, a ransom note comes. They asked for $500,000. Porter, you got to remember, these guys that were running through kilos, you're not necessarily accumulating money. You're spending money. You're only making a couple thousand, if that, on each kilo as a markup. You're getting them for 13, they're selling them for 14. That's how they're running through so many. They probably had spots, but it's easy to spend money. A lot of these guys accumulate less money than you might think in a lump. Some, they're really not living like that. He probably really didn't have it. He tries to negotiate down to 350. Does that mean he had 350, or he was just killing time, or negotiating to negotiate? Anyways, the next day, they get a call. Go to the McDonald's on 125th Street and Broadway. Go in the bathroom, reach under the sink. There's a box. It has Darnell's finger in it, some of his rings, and a tape recording of his voice saying, "Mommy, they cut me. Please send the money. Tell Pat I love her."
Finally find his people.
Oh, he asked you guys to like help look or whatever.
We sat in the car out here in front of Bay, and he played the tape. He had a copy of the tape because his mother, they had to go. The family, when something like that happened, the legal family members got to go to the police. You know what I'm saying? But he kept a copy of the tape, and he put the tape in the car, and he played it for us. And you hear the little boy crying. I'll never forget it. He was crying. He was crazy. So it was me, Black Just. It was me, Black Just, Rich Porter, and myself, and we sat out there in the car, and I told him, I said, "Is any police involved?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Damn." I said, "We're gonna send somebody up there with you, but it's gonna be hard because once the police is there, they'll bring heat to us. Yeah. But we sent somebody up there to just see if we can help out a little. But there was too many police around. We couldn't be nothing." But he played the tape, and it was the saddest thing that I ever heard. And the reason why I wasn't letting Preacher stay on that path, it wasn't because he was just hot. It's because of what he did to that little boy. And I said, man, I wouldn't even want him out there but he was hot too. You know what I mean? But you had...
He told on the cuff guy, right?
He told on a lot of his own crew. He told right away, so-called tough guy.
Well, I always say the most antisocial people, like someone like that, why would they obey any rules? Yeah. Even some code or even friendships, they'll just...
No, it's crazy. He's the head of the case, and he told.
That happens more often than people think, right?
Yeah, a whole lot.
Because they call it rolling up your organization.
Yeah,
like the Flores twins did that.
Yeah, a whole lot of people, man. You know, a whole lot of people.
Hey, would you like 50 kilos on consignment? Meet me in the parking lot.
Yeah, it's more people than you think. You know what I'm saying? It's
So was that fright? Like, did you almost get hit? Like, or you were in a mental mode? Because he's a big guy, right?
Nah. He was older. He had a bad knee. The smart thing he did, he put a bulletproof vest on. He had a bulletproof vest
in jail.
Yeah, they made that bullet. They helped him.
Or like with books in it.
He put a bulletproof vest on, and remember, it's the whole New York out there, tri-state, and then you got the Muslims out there, and I don't want to see no bloodshed where we go at the whole. We don't take no whole group for two men to get it on.
Yeah.
So I let them dudes know, man, we don't need it. Listen, y'all can stay out the way. It's gonna be me and him, and that's what it's gonna be. And we got into it, and we was trying to hit each other. I hit the vest a few times, didn't go through. He hit my shirt, but he missed my body. And now remember.
So you mean you're just like West Side? You guys are doing this?
We got homemade knives. You see, he's in a shot, right? And remember, whenever you're in a knife fight, the biggest part of the body to hit is what you go for, the torso. Right. Now I can't hit the torso. No.
Oh, because he's got the.
So I got to go from the neck up. You feel me? And that's a hard thing to hit because it's so easy to weave from it. So he had a better shot. It was dangerous. We kept going back and forth, and the police is in the tower, the lieutenant there, backup police there. They ain't even trying to stop the joint, right? But then at one point in time, the police said, "Get ready on my go on my 3 or some shit to shoot." So I'm thinking, shit, they probably gonna hit me. They probably gonna let him live. But he heard it, and he backed all the way up into the police that was not too far behind him, that wasn't doing shit, and he laid down right at their feet. Now I got the knife strapped to my hand, and I can't let go of it. And so he was saying, "I'm giving you orders, put the knife down." I'm like, I can't put the knife down, man. It's attached to my hand. You know what I'm saying? So I'm standing there, but then a cool police that I knew said, "Yo, I got it, Lieutenant." And he came over, said, "Mill, just put your hand behind your back, put your hand behind my back." They ain't throw me on the ground, none of that shit.
Well, that's intense.
Yeah, they walked me in, and that was it.
They get one more phone call. Rich Porter tries to say, well, I can get 200,000 right now. They like, no, we still want 5. Phone calls stop coming. Days and weeks are passing. The infamous Fritz, the black West Indian Harlem weight guy, gets with Rich Porter to give him 30 bricks. Specifically, I'm sure he was going to have to give him some money back, but like to use this to wheel and deal to get the money to get your little brother. And this is where the foulest thing ever happens, where Alpo hears about him getting these 30 bricks and murks him and dumps his body. And his body's found, Rich Porter's body's found. And then that was in December, and then late December, and then they're not here. They don't hear anything else from the preacher and them. And in late January, they find Darnell's body had been killed by blunt force trauma to the head, right near where his big brother was found, dumped in the Bronx. I think maybe City Island or somewhere in the Bronx. And that was that case. So Prince not only was a rat, I mean, this is a guy, preacher, nobody really wanted around, but he was dangerous, and he wasn't letting people tell him what to do in prison, and it got real serious.